So over the past 25 years, obviously there's been a ton of success, and as you do that, I'm sure you've seen companies come, go, big companies come, go. What defines Perficut, and how do you guys continue to have the success and maintain the success that you've had? Corey says, earlier in the thing, you said, so many people take their foot off the gas, and you see so many companies, even in our market, that you guys lead the market. In my opinion, anyway, you're the market leaders. You always have been. But there's other companies that are not quite as big, but I believe fairly big, and they kind of seem to come and go and just not quite there. And how do you guys continue that success year after year after year?
Well, we've had to evolve the culture year over year over year, and that is something that stays constant. I think the whole business revolves around the center point, which is the culture. And what does that culture look like? Every company has one, whether you know it or not. Every company has a culture. So ours is constantly evolving, and we're moving and changing that culture all the time. Getting up and being consistent is part of it. You got to show up each day, and you got to work on the business. Growing a business is super freaking hard, and anybody that tells you not is crazy. But I think people use that thought as I want to grow my business, but they don't necessarily know why they want to grow their business. But man, growing a business is super freaking hard, and the culture has to change as you grow and hopefully get better and shift and move a little bit. But and that's just a huge part about it. That center foundation of the culture is making sure that you're leading with humility, and your team is leading with humility, and you're respecting all the individuals that are part of the process. That's from the entry-level labor all the way up to the management staff. You got to respect every single person individually, and then you got to lead with humility, and the team's got to lead with humility. And there's been times in the culture that hasn't been the case, but we've had to evolve and continue to evolve that way. It's humble, humility, ground up, build from the ground up, and respect everybody that's taking part in what we're doing. So it just stays kind of the center core focus. At least it has been for the last several years. That's been kind of the foundation where we've started at and continue to build off of.
Yeah, and your culture, you've talked about the culture, all the time at Perficut, and obviously it continues to change and evolve. Yep. And when did you guys realize that at some point you had to realize we've got to change the culture of what we're doing around here? We had that, 2 years ago, like this isn't working. You get to be a certain point and your company's big enough and it's like, for lack of a better word, it's kind of a clusterfuck.
It is.
And you have to realize it's like, whoa, we got to slow some stuff down here a little bit and really focus on our employees and focus on what we're doing. And when did you guys realize that?
Definitely 4, 5, 6 years ago, it was not, it just wasn't where it needed to be. Our employees were kind of running the show. And, again, it's that fear. We can't get rid of so-and-so. Yep. How are we going to replace them? It's hard to find people. We had some management that maybe, was in the wrong seat. I think we were, again, accountability wasn't there. We were letting things slide that we probably shouldn't have let slide. I know personally I'm looking at it. I'm like, God, it's not even the right guy, but we're getting our work done. And you just start to, if you lower your expectations, it just you start to live with it. You just start to going, we're pretty good. The trucks are pretty clean. Most guys have uniforms on. Our work's better than most people, and it's easy. We talked about that, I think in another episode just recently, because you see that some of those companies that are really great, and then they just slowly they lose a couple key people, and they just kind of lower expectations, and the owner just kind of says, "Well, this is just kind of how it is." And the re-engagement, when I stepped away to focus on Ballard, it's maybe been 5 years now. I think Matt really took a huge initiative. We had Bob Runyon, who was just on the podcast recently, talking about how he leads people, just getting involved. And Matt kind of had this all hands on deck. And I'll just tell a quick story because I just think it's funny. And it's funny and it's true. But when you go in there in the morning, Matt's there. We have this wash line, and so I had Alex in from North Carolina or South Carolina, and Matt didn't know we were coming. We got there at like 6 or 6:30 in the morning. And he wanted just to see how the trucks, he just wanted to see how people kind of interacted in the morning, who was kind of leading, what our morning looked like at one of our operations where most of our maintenance crews go out. And Matt's dressed up nice like he always is, and he's emptying the trash. And Alex says to me, "Oh, you emptying the trash?" He knew I was coming. He goes, "He don't even know who you are." First off, Alex. I go, "No, Matt empties the trash because it's full." And I go, if you stick around just a little bit longer, he's going to wash trucks. And then when he gets done with that, you might see him in our sweeper. He'll just be out there in a dust cloud running the sweeper. I'm like, that's what Matt's doing. He's leading by example. He's in there in the morning. Our management team is washing trucks. And it's not just to get clean trucks. It's the whole interaction in the morning where you just have a chance to talk to the guys and knuckle bump. But when they see the president of the company out there washing trucks, that makes a big difference. When we talk to owners who say, I don't go there in the morning, we've talked about this 1,000 times, but I'm just not there in the morning. Man, I just don't understand that. I don't know how you can say all hands on deck, or I don't know how you can get buy-in if you're not there. I get that you can't be there at 5 in the morning and at 8 o'clock at night if your crews are coming in late, but man, you better be engaged one or the other. Somebody better be there. Even with a great management team, man, when they see Matt out there emptying trash and washing trucks, man, what an impact. And Matt, you can speak on that, but our culture today is nothing like it was. I don't even 3 years ago.
No, it's evolved. Everything matters. It's something I talk to our team a lot about. Everything matters. It doesn't matter if it's myself or Bob Runyon or one of our other leaders. You got a bullseye on your back, and so if you want to build from the ground up and bring the next person up, well, you better be there too. You better lead by example if that's the expectation you want them to evolve into. So everything matters. It's the trash can matters, the trucks matter, the sales proposals matter, the job offers matter, the orientation matters. Everything matters. If you want to do it at the highest level, you better focus on all of it, or find teammates that can. And it's just something that people that take their foot off the gas, it could be for multiple reasons. But for us, we have. If I can't have the foot on the gas on one thing, or Corey can't, we better have someone that can. So it's every single detail matters. Everything that we do matters, and it's something that hopefully never goes away in our culture.
Yeah, everything matters. Love that.